Hey y'all, it's Shantavia. I'm here with another video. This video is gonna be about different jobs that you can have while in basic military training. Wait, hold on. First, please excuse the way that I look. My hair is like this, just in two simple braids, just because I'm natural and it's my go-to for work, and I did have to work today, so please excuse that. Um, but yeah, I wanted to come and bring you guys a video about what different jobs and stuff you can have while in basic military training. If you do not know, I am active duty Air Force, so these jobs are only going to pertain to the Air Force basic military training. I am not in any other branch, so I cannot tell you about any other branch or what to experience while in their basic military training, but this is Air Force specific. If you do not know, I am active duty Air Force, and our basic military training is at Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio, Texas. It is 8 weeks long, but the first 7 weeks are geared towards basic military training, and then the last week is where you will go to Airman's Week. And I will go into Airman's Week and talk about that in a different video, but I did want to bring you guys this video because I know a lot of people have questions and, wonder what kind of jobs they can have while in basic military training. So in basic training, pretty much your MTIs don't give people the options to volunteer for different jobs. They kind of just pick you and be like, hey, you're going to do this, or hey, you're going to do that. Or they'll ask a simple question like, who likes this or who likes that? And the minute you raise your hand and you answer, they're like, oh, you just, became our whatever the job is. So I kind of wanted to break the jobs down. Some jobs are better than others. Some jobs, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, they suck. Like, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all when I'm doing these videos. I'm gonna tell you, like, these are the jobs you do not want, and I will let you know that. And then some of the jobs are not, they're not that bad. None of them are fun, but they're okay. So the first job, I have everything written down here, so if you see me looking down, then that's what I'm looking at. So the first job is a child runner. Y'all, you do not want to be a child runner. Like, trust me when I tell you, you do not want to be a child runner. That's the main job. Like, I was praying that I never got picked for. So pretty much when it's time for the flight to go and eat chow, you'll stand outside of the dining facility. They call it the DFAC, but the flight will stand outside of the dining facility, and each flight will have two chow runners, and those chow runners have to go inside and report to the snake pit and let them know that their flight is ready to eat chow. So the snake pit is where there's like a group of MTIs, and they sit at this table, and that's where you'll go up and you'll pretty much, like I said, report to them and let them know that your flight is ready to eat. They're outside, they're hungry. When you go in there, like, you gotta be like on top of your facing movements. Like, you got to, hit every facement good, stop right in front of them, short choppy step, and really, like, there's a specific thing that you have to say. Like, they'll give you this paper, your MTIs will just give you this paper, and I'll be like, study this is what you have to say. And it's like a lot of pressure because, all eyes are on you. I guess the longer you are a child runner, the better you'll get at it, and some people, they get really, really good at it, so they're like, oh, it's not that bad. But in the beginning, it's terrible. You are like, trust me, that's something you do not want to do. And then you're always the last ones to eat in your flight because you have to seat the flight, so you have to stand there and tell each person exactly where to sit when it's time, after everybody has gotten their tray, got their food and walking to the table, you have to tell them exactly where to sit. Like, so you're always going to be the last one to eat. Trust me, y'all, it's not something that you want. Like, sucks. It's a lot of pressure. If you want to skate through BMT without all that extra pressure, all eyes on you, you kind of just want to blend in with everybody, trust me, being a child runner is not for you. And then also you have to pretty much stay out there, call the flight in. So they call flights in by elements, which is pretty much like rows. So you would be the one, you go in, you report, you come back, and you let the flight know that they're ready for you to come in, and you have to wait element by element. So one will stay outside and call in the element, and the other one will go and seat the flight. So like I said, there's always two child runners. Not something you want to do. Moving on, road guard. Road guard is another job you do not want to do. Like, trust me, like, these are probably the people that get yelled at the most. Like, the row guards. The child runners get yelled at too, but row guards get yelled at because being a row guard, so sometimes like as a flight you have to go from one place, pretty much like your dorms or your squadron, to like different appointments and stuff like that, and you are march as a flight. So your MTI, your military training instructor, if you don't know what that means, will be the one that'll be marching the flight. But you have to have 2 row guards at the front of the flight and 2 row guards at the back of the flight. And mind you, a flight is normally like, it can be from like 30 something people to like up to like 50 people of a flight. So you have 2 row guards in the front, 2 row guards in the back, and your instructors will tell you that you have to stay 6 paces ahead of the flight. And then anytime the flight gets ready to cross a road or something, like, you gotta run out to the road, stand with one hand behind your back, one hand in the front, and pretty much block the traffic while the military training instructor comes and kind of like guides the flight across the road. So 2 road guards will go out first, and as the flight is moving across the road, then the other 2 road guards that are at the back will come and run up where the first 2 road guards are and pretty much tap them out, if you will, and then the first 2 row guards will run back up to the front of the flight. So it's just not something that you want to do, because in BMT will mainly always have your backpack on. So you gotta have your backpack on, you gotta have the row guard vest over the backpack, and it's just like not fun. You're not really marching with the flight. You're kind of much, helping to guide the flight across roads and stuff. So it's just not, it's not a fun thing, and you do have to run. Like, your instructors will yell at you, like if you get too far up ahead of them, if you get too far behind, like that, they will just yell at you. You don't want to do a row guard, trust me. Like, try to not do that. Okay, so moving on is your dorm chief. So being the dorm chief is kind of like bittersweet. It's like the I guess technically the job that everybody kind of like is supposed to look up to you. They're supposed to do pretty much whatever you tell them to do, because with the dorm chief, they pretty much oversee the flight. So if the instructors have certain things that they want done, or they want you to get done by a certain time, they want you to be ready to go by a certain time or whatever, they use the dorm chief. So they'll call the dorm chief in, they'll relay the message to the dorm chief comes back and relays it to the flight. So I mean, it's a pretty good job to have. I personally didn't really have much of an issue with my dorm chief. Small things here and there, but she's pretty much the most hated girl in the flight. Like, nobody likes the dorm chief. Some dorm chiefs let their little power go to their head. Some dorm chiefs don't do what they're supposed to do. It's just, it can be a lot of pressure being a dorm chief. So, and then also, like, if the flight messes up, the dorm chief takes a lot of heat for that. Like, they get in trouble the most. So if you're going to be a dorm chief, if you like the responsibility, you like pretty much being a leader, then go for it. This isn't a job that I would say don't do. This is something that I would say, if you like it, then most definitely go for it. I'm not really sure if it carries any weight after you graduate BMT, but it's definitely, a good thing to have, where you can put that, down, like, hey, I'm a leader. I've done this before. I helped to lead my whole flight. So that's a really good thing. And then with the dorm chief, you also have like element leaders. So like I said, in each flight there'll always be 4 elements, and you'll always have an element leader at the front of the flight. Anytime the flight is moving, you're in a formation, like, you'll always have element leaders, and that's a really good one too. You don't have as much pressure as the dorm chief, but you're pretty much like the dorm chief's assistants, if you will. You're pretty much like, her helpers. If she's not there, you kind of step in, or if you see someone doing something wrong, the dorm chief that can't see everything, then you can be that person. So also, again, the element leaders, you will take a lot of heat, because there will be people that will not like you, just the bottom line. But if you know that you're really good with people, or you're a really good leader, then definitely go for that. So moving on, laundry crew. So laundry crew / linen crew. This was my job. Like, in the beginning, I absolutely hated it. I was kind of pretty much put on laundry crew, and then our laundry chief got fired. So they were like, Webb, you're gonna be the laundry chief. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So pretty much the laundry chief, you get to wash everybody funky clothes, like everything from stank PT gear, underwear, like ABUs, everything. You wash that stuff pretty much. It wasn't really as bad to me just because I am a mom. So they pretty much call me Mama Webb in the flight. My last name is Webb. So that's pretty much what they call me, because I was like a mother figure. I was one of the older girls in the flight. I am 24 years old. So a lot of the girls, kind of, I guess, looked up to me or pretty much had a respect for me. So it wasn't that bad, doing laundry. I've done laundry at home before, so it wasn't that bad. You pretty much keep the laundry area clean. It does go along with linen. So you do linen exchange once a week. So you will change out your linen on your beds and stuff once a week. And we would always be the ones to go down and get the linen, disperse the linen, make sure we had the correct count of linen, that kind of stuff. So it really wasn't that bad being laundry crew or laundry chief. So yeah, moving on. Latrine crew, y'all, you don't want to be latrine crew. Like, you cleaning up the funky bathroom and the nasty shower. And I'm from the 323rd training squadron. Those are the new dorms. The new dorms have 25 shower heads, so 25 girls can shower at the time, basically. And then I think there's like 8 or 10 stalls. So either 5 on each side of the bathroom or 4 on each side. And there's plenty of sinks and stuff for us. If you're part of the old dorms, if you live in the old dorms, they have like 6 shower heads. So, sorry if you're put at the old dorms, you will have to shower with more girls. But being latrine crew, you don't want to do that. Like, you pretty much have the responsibility. Like, girls shed hair. You have to have all of that cleaned up, because every day you'll get inspected. Your MTIs will inspect your dorms, and if your dorms are not clean, like, they will let you know that, and they will restrict certain things from you all, or keep you off from doing certain things because your dormitory is not clean. So hair, lint, all of that stuff, they are very particular about. So that's just my take on it. I didn't want to be latrine crew. So moving on, day room crew. So I'm not sure. No, both the new dorms and the old dorms both have day rooms. They're set up a little bit differently, but they both do have day rooms. So you have day room crew that are pretty much go in there and they'll clean the day room. The day room is just where you guys will study, or if the MTIs need to pass out mail, they need to tell you guys anything. Like, everyone goes into the day room. So they pretty much just go in there and sweep, make sure couches and stuff are lined up properly, like make sure there's no dust. Like, I'm telling you, military training instructors hate dust. So get used to cleaning up dust. If you're not used to it, get used to it. So yeah, that's day room crew. Is really not that bad. Stairwell crew will pretty much just go out and sweep the hallways and sweep the stairwells. It's pretty much it. Pad crew, yeah, they'll go out and like clean like outside, like I guess the foyer or like the lower floor of the squadron. They'll go and they'll clean that, and it's not that bad either. So pretty much, like I said, with those jobs that I have mentioned as far as cleaning, they will come in and they will inspect your dormitory. So if you aren't set on any of the specific crews, then you can stay in the bays. You have A bay and B bay, and do dust downs and details. So you'll be dusting down wall lockers, dusting down chairs, dusting down the beds. Yes, you will be on your hands and knees. Yes, it does hurt, but it's something that you have to do. So you pretty much have rags, y'all, like legit rags, where you're like wiping the floors and stuff and getting all of that dust up and sweeping it to the center aisle, and somebody will come along with a broom and they'll get it up out of the center aisle. So you do that every day, every morning. You'll do dust downs, details, and make your bed every morning. So the next job would be EC monitor. So this is one of the jobs that you have a lot of power with, but I will tell you that you will also be hated with this job. if you aren't fair. So being an EC monitor does require you to be honest, and it requires you to be fair. EC shifts is pretty much where for 2 hour intervals every night. So from like 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., 10 p.m. to 12 p.m., and then 12 a.m. Well, 12 a.m. and then 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. You will have, and so on and so forth. You'll have EC monitors. Anytime the flight is inside of the dormitory, you will have ECs on shift, and they pretty much are monitoring the dormitory, protecting the dormitory, not letting anybody into the dorm that is not on that EAL. Your entry authority list, I think that's what it's called. So pretty much that's a list of everybody that is authorized to come inside of that dormitory, and if they are not authorized, then you do not let them in. So you pretty much, overseeing, protecting your sisters or your brothers if you're a male that's entering, just protecting them, while they're asleep or while they're in the dormitory. But they are the ones that make the schedule. So nobody wants to have to keep waking up 2 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock in the morning, or waking up 4 o'clock in the morning when wake up call is not until 5:45. Nobody wants to have to do that all the time. So being an EC monitor, you have to be fair. You have to have everyone do it, because if you keep waking up the same people in the morning, or 4 day in the morning or at night, and your friends are only working each these shifts during the day, that's not fair, and it will create an issue, and it will be taken to your MTI. So if you're going to be EC monitor, be fair. If not, then don't take the job, because you don't want, one, to be hated by everybody in your flight, and two, you don't want to get in trouble by your MTI. So it's not that bad. There are 2 EC monitors, but just be fair. So the next job is a TDL. So pretty much TDL and Beast Monitor go together. So when you go to Beast Week is in your 5th week of training, and it's where you go to a deployed environment, and you live in that deployed environment for a week. Sucks. I will do a separate video on Beast Week and how I made it through Beast Week. But Beast Monitor pretty much acts as the dorm chief. So for a week, dorm chief kind of gets to relax a little bit, get the pressure up off of her, and someone else takes on the role, and they're called a Beast Monitor. So your Beast Monitor, like I said, is your acting dorm chief, and your TDLs are like your acting element leaders. They do the same job as the element leaders. They only do it while you're at Beast Week. I was a TDL. It wasn't that bad. It honestly wasn't. They yell at you a lot because they expect for, like, when your flight is not doing what they're supposed to be doing, they expect for you to get them in line. So it's really not, that bad. Excuse me. It's really not that bad being a TDL, but like I said, it's a lot of pressure, but it's only for 1 week, and I only did it for 1 week, so it wasn't that bad. I kind of enjoyed it. Sorry. So the last job that I'm going to mention is a PT monitor. So being PT monitor is really good because you do have to do PT every single day of basic military training. The only day that you don't do PT is on Sundays. Your first Sunday, your MTIs will be with you. You still don't do PT, but they will be with you, and then after that, they're not with you. They pretty much leave it up to the dorm chief to, they give them a guide or a plan as to what needs to be done. They leave it up to the dorm chief to get it done, pretty much. But yeah, your PT monitors are just the ones that are leading PT every day when you go out to do PT as a flight. They're the ones that stand up at the front of the flight and do the moves, show, pretty much you're gonna know what you're supposed to be doing, but still your PT monitor is there. If they're doing a stretch or something that you don't know what to do or how to do it, you can kind of mimic them. That looks good, because even when you go to tech school, they will also have PT monitors, and being good at PT in the military is really big, y'all. Like right now, I'm just starting a weight loss journey because I've slacked up on my PT and I've started to gain weight, and that's a no-no in the military. So being a PT monitor, it looks really, really good because the military is really big on that. So if you can get started early, being a PT monitor in basic training, hey, it's easy. Yes, you have to be good at PT. Yes, you have to be good at running, your push-ups, your sit-ups. You don't have to be, like a beast with it, but you have to be good at it. and someone that, you know, the rest of the girls in your flight can look up to and aim to be like, you know, and strive to be like. So that's being a PT monitor. It's really not that bad. You're still doing something that you like to do. So, you know, hey, if you like PT, you like working out, you know, maybe you should be a PT monitor in basic military training. So that's all that I have for you all. Those are pretty much all of the jobs that I can think of in basic military training. If you guys have any questions, you know, you can always, you know, comment down in the comment section. Ask me, you know, whatever it is that you guys want to know. If there's other videos that you guys want me to put out regarding something, I can do that too for you all. So that's all that I have. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day, and thanks for watching. Bye.